Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my bathroom. I am jumping on here to show you guys a really quick just really quick put my face on, but using Savvy Minerals. I get a lot of compliments on my makeup, so this is me with no makeup. I have not plucked in a while, but it is, it's not too bad. So anyway, first things that you want to always make sure you have going on with your face whenever you are doing this. I actually only wash my face once a day. Oh, I know, shock and awe. And I wash at nighttime before I go to bed, and I wake up in the morning and apply my makeup, okay? Here's what I use for washing, Mira cleansing, and then I follow up with a really nice renewal serum, okay? So that's actually my two-step face wash, absolutely simple. There's some really great DIY videos on how to actually do that process of oil cleansing. It's really unique. It's a little awkward at first. But anyhow, so as far as prepping my face for makeup, I have washed my face last night, and I'm going to put on some primer. Okay, Young Living actually sells two different kinds of primers. There's the mattifying, which is for those of us who have the more oily base. Then we'll put mattifying on. And then if you have more of a dry skin, we do have one that's hydrating, okay? So I just put like a little teeny droplet on my finger. It was hardly any. And I'm just gonna rub them together on my middle fingers, and I'm just going to swipe the eyelids and go under, so over, under. So there we go. And now what I like to do is I actually like to shape my eyebrows while I'm putting this on. So I'm kind of going like upward with it. So I get those lashes to go, or those brow hairs to go up, and then I'm smoothing them out, okay? If you need to and you have a stubborn eyebrow, you can always use an eyebrow brush right here. And I actually have one right over here that's not quite doing what I want it to do. Now I like doing this with the primer because I feel like it kind of helps it stay in place, and it kind of creates that sparseness that you want to see, and it gives that shape so you know where your natural shape of your eyebrow actually is, okay? So for me, I actually love to put on my my eye makeup first, and then I do my foundation, and then I do one last coat of mascara. And there's a reason for all of that, and I'll show you as we go along. Most days I don't typically wear foundation. I actually like to keep it simple. So what I'm doing is I'm taking our multitasker, and this is our original multitasker. So this is going to be that nice dark brown color. This is an eyebrow color, but you know, of course you guys can use, they're really great makeup, so you can use them for lots of purposes, okay? So here we go. We're just taking an angled brush. I put a little bit in the lid, okay, so there's my workspace. Tap some color on there, and then I am just going to fill in these eyebrows. Now, you don't want to go super crazy when you're filling them in. You don't want to make it look like you just have one big brown eyebrow. So don't feel like you have to, what do you call it? This is not coloring in the lines, and you don't want to make it fully full. You know what I mean? Now, I still have my fingers still got some of that primer on it, which is actually fabulous because it helps me correct the shape of the end of my eyebrow. Now, I have a lot of people ask this question, where should your eyebrow end, okay? Here's the tip of your lip, side of your nose, side of your eye. You're gonna do a straight line across from there with your pencil, and that's where your eyebrow should end. Does that make sense? If you go a little too far from there, you're gonna start looking a little funny, okay? But that is typically where your natural eyebrow should end, and my natural eyebrow does end there. I actually do go just a wee bit further, but it's because I actually will wing out my eye makeup, and so I have that little extra space. And so when I think of it, I'm actually lining myself up with the wing that I put on, and then my eyebrow is actually on point. Does that make sense? So if you're one of those people who likes to add wings to your eye liner, then that's definitely a good idea. Yeah, it's so funny. They have this comedian who talks about going to the eye doctor. And he's like, only your eye doctor has carte blanche to, like, you know, give you random, like, criticisms about the way you look, you know. He's like, your one eye is a little bigger than your other eye. There's nothing you can do about it. Just thought you'd want to be self-conscious for the rest of your life. And so for me, I think that's hilarious. My one eyebrow starts a little shorter than the other. And I always think of that joke every time I'm doing my eyebrows. Hey, bud.
Can we made clean up into a game.
Oh, you
so
did?
We can clean up and Okay, so we first grab a nut.
Uh-huh.
And then we nutshell, and then we bounce, and then we get onto the bouncy thing, and then we bounce to the table, and then bounce to the couch, and then put the nut in, and then we bounce back from the couch to the bouncy thing.
Okay. Can you go finish cleaning up? Mama's in the middle of a video.
Okay.
Thanks, bud. He's so fun. So anyhow, my eyebrow here really it's like lined up with that eye. And then this one, it's like, I feel like it doesn't quite line up. So I always extend it a little bit with my makeup. And so that's the fun part with this is you can kind of fix the symmetry of your face with your eyebrows. So your eyebrows actually do require a little bit more work in my opinion, or at least in my world, because it creates symmetry. And when you create symmetry on your face, people actually are more attracted to you. Isn't that funny? So and I'm not talking about like, hey babe, what's going on? I'm talking like, oh, I trust you. You're somebody I can trust because your face is symmetrical. Don't ask me why that's true. They actually did a study on that, and I was reading that and I thought it was hilarious. So anyhow, we've got our eyebrows finished. The next step is I always love to highlight underneath my eyebrow, and I like to create a light color on my eyelid. Now, for those of you who have visible hoods, then this might not be the best color placement for you. For me, I have no eyelid. See, it disappears. And so I put my makeup on slightly different because of that, okay? And so I would definitely recommend that people who have a different eye palette do some other videos and try to watch people who have the similar eye shape as you whenever you're looking for creative ideas on how to apply the eyeshadow in the right place as far as shading, okay? But everyone can always put a little highlighter underneath their eyebrow, okay? So we're just gonna put a little bit, and you guys can see how that primer really helps make that makeup stand out, okay? Now, I used to be like so super cheap. I was like, I'm gonna save money. I'm not gonna buy this light color because I can save money and not buy it. And so I tried using the diamond dust, but the diamond dust actually goes on super, super thin because it's a veil and it's like a finish for your makeup, so it doesn't show up like how this does. For those of you wondering, what color is this? This is called Wanderlust. Absolutely love it. It goes on so pretty. And if you need it to show up a little bit more, you can always put a little misting spray. That's the foundation misting spray from Savvy Minerals. You can just put a spritz of that on your hand, like right here, and dip into that, and then dip into your color. And that's called foiling. And when you foil, it makes your makeup like sit right on top of the skin. And it's just like, that's how you get your nighttime look. Does that make sense? All right, so we have our highlight on, okay? So under the brows and right on the eyelids. And I don't know if you guys are watching, I like to go into the crease and a little bit under the eye, okay? Because for me, if I lighten and keep it light here, and then I do my eyeliner and everything dark here, it's actually going to open up my eyes, and I will actually look like I have twice the size eyes. That's how those Asian girls, you ever seen those videos where they're like, and then their face is like completely done, and their eyes like doubled in size? That's the trick. It's all an optical illusion on color placement for your eye makeup. So I do a very modest version of that because I want people to still recognize me. But those videos are crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen them. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're taking, I forgot the name of this color though. This color is called, Crushing. That's what it's called. I love this shade. It's like a really pretty pinkish orangish color, and I do really well with orangey colors, okay? And it has mica in it, so it's gonna be shimmery like the Wanderlust is, okay? This is not a matte color, all right? So what I'm doing is I'm starting at an angle here, and I'm bringing it up, and I'm bringing it down into my crease, okay? So this is where I put Crushing. Now, if I wanted to be like fully thorough, I might put another color here, but I'm actually skipping that color placement today because I'm just, ain't nobody got time for all that. I am trying to avoid my lid, although sometimes I snag my lid right there, but we're gonna get back and touch that up later, okay? So here we go with Crushing. We're filling in this color. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. I do have the comments on because I can see above the comment line on my phone. And so again, I'm going all the way out to here because again, I'm extending my eye palette, my eye space out with by winging my eyes, okay? So for me, I go out that far. Not everybody is gonna go out that far. So here's one of the new Savvy Minerals brushes. I'm so used to doing makeup without like the way I'm traditionally used to doing makeup. And so I'm used to my old brushes, and those two were both brushes from someone else. But this is actually a Savvy Minerals eyeshadow brush, okay? I like it because it's firm, and this is really great for getting those smoky eyes, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna break out this palette, okay? Love, love, love this palette. Look at this. Ba, 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 ba. If you are just trying to figure out where to get started with makeup with Young Living, this is a fabulous way to do it. And I love pressed powders. It's actually how I got started. I do still love the loose powders that we have, but these pressed powders are fabulous. And these colors right here are amazing for a smoky eye. This is more like daytime smoky eye. And this is like, oh, brown chicken, brown cow going out on date night smoky eye, okay? And like, actually, I think my profile picture is that color, except I foiled it on, and you'll have to type in foiling in the search bar to find that video, all right? So to do a smoky eye, you wanna start at the end of your eye, over here, and then you're just gonna kind of work your way through the crease, okay? And so I'm turning my brush as I need it. So this angle here, so it's kind of like a V. We're going here, and then we're gonna go across here. All right, so don't be afraid to really get into that color when you're grabbing it, okay? And then we're gonna go like this. And you guys see how there's some dropping on my face? Yeah, I totally do that all the time. It doesn't matter, pressed powder, loose powder. I just have a habit of doing that, which is why I do my foundation after I do my eyeshadow, okay? So you guys can see the shape, right? There's like a V here, okay? Now it kind of looks like it stands out, doesn't really look very well blended. Don't worry about that. That's gonna get fixed, okay? So we're gonna do that, and I might actually go one shade darker. This is so funny. I was using the video to gauge my color, and I realized looking in the mirror, like, whoa, that already is really dark. That's so funny. So note to self, don't just stare at the camera while doing this makeup. Don't be afraid to look in the mirror and see yourself for real. All right, so I actually don't need the other color. I was like, man, this isn't very dark. And then I realized it's because the video doesn't show quite as much color. All right, so remember how I said we're gonna go back and fix some things? So I'm not really putting much makeup. We're going back to crushing, okay? And I'm just gonna kind of blend, okay? We're just doing this to get rid of that line where that smoky eye look was created, okay? Because we don't want to have a line there, because that would look ridiculous. Or as Toa would say, that would look ridiculous. And then we're just going backwards now, okay? Just filling in the overlap. So I wanna make sure my nice Wanderlust shows up here. And because I put it in as a base, it's super easy to just dust off the previous color and recreate that nice white space, okay? It looks super white. And if your lids are visible, this might look funny, you know, but for me, they just disappear. So you may not need to put quite as thick of a white space there, all right? So I'm just gonna give my cheek a little brush here to get some of that color off. And we're going to get to the scary part. Now, I will tell you, I'm a multitasker. I like to do two things at once, especially by saving my spray. And so we're gonna break out the spray here in a minute. And I like to make sure that I've got, I'm doing two things at once with it, okay? All right, so what we're doing is I have the Jet Black eyeliner here, and then I also have Unscripted. So for those of you who grew up in the era of lip liner, me, and I don't like wearing lipstick without lip liner. And so I'm very intentional to always line my lips. So what we have here is the misting spray, okay? I'm going to make like a little pool in my hands. We're gonna give one little squirt, and now I have my little cup of misting spray. The next step is you're going to get out your angled brush. This is a different one than I used earlier, and this is a traditional eyeliner brush, and I use it as a lip liner brush, okay? So the reason why is because I'm a firm believer in angled brushes for eyeliner, and I don't want to waste my beautiful eyeliner brush. And so we're just gonna do it this way. So you dip your angled brush into your little pool, okay? And then this is my Jet Black eyeliner. We're just gonna tap in here and get some of that powder wet. Okay, oh, my babysitter just got here. There might be random voices. All right, so from here, we're gonna go to the edge. And again, this is how you get this perfect. You just start here where you want the wing to start and drag it across, drag it in, okay? Never ever drag out. So whenever you are doing the eyeliner, you want to start at the outside and drag inward, okay? So I started outside and I'm dragging in. And now I don't ever close down here because it helps keep my eyes make my eyes look bigger, okay? That's the little trick. So there's my wing. Make sure it's nice and dark. I'm gonna get on the bottom here. There we go, okay? And so I'm just gonna do the same thing on the opposite eye. I'm just continuing dipping in my pool, making like a little paste here in my lid. Start on the outside, drag it in. Now, if you ever do make a mistake while you're doing this, the trick is wipe down. When you wipe down, you don't really mess up anything, and it just puts any smearing of black where it was supposed to be to begin with anyway. So don't ever wipe side to side, wipe down, and it fixes whatever mistake you made. It's really kind of brilliant because you're just like, oh my God, I didn't have to do that again. On the bottom, I go underneath because I don't really care, but on the top, the trick is wipe down. I feel like Mr. Miyagi. Wipe down. All right, so here we go. We've got wings on, right? Pretty straightforward, pretty balanced. I still have my pool in my hand, and so I'm gonna grab my unscripted. I'm gonna grab my eyeliner brush, get that little brush nice and wet, and then we're gonna dip it. There's a good amount of powder here, okay? And we're just gonna dip it in and make like a really great paste, okay? So the key to doing lip liner is you just want to just do the outline really quick. So we're just gonna go this side, and then I like doing it this way, and I flip the other way. If you notice, I'm using the side of the brush to put this on because it's so much easier to make a straight line, guys, whenever you have the side of the brush. Okay, and then once you've got that done, you might need to dip one more time. You don't want to get it too wet because you want it to be more pasty and less wet. And then I just go from the side in, and I don't close. Again, when you don't close that lip, it makes it bigger. So you want a bigger looking lip, don't close that line. When you close that line, it shortens that lip in, and then you're just gonna have a tiny lip. So for all y'all trying to get those lip plumping, you don't need to plump your lips, just don't connect the dots. And then when you put your color on, it's just gonna look amazing. All right, so last step before we move to foundation is we're going to put on the mascara. So this is why I do it this way also, not just because sometimes I sprinkle a little bit on my cheeks while I'm doing my makeup, is because I absolutely love how this, the diamond dust and all the powder will actually adhere slightly to my mascara, and it creates like a fiber lash effect, which doubles the length of my lashes. So a lot of you guys are like, man, I really don't want all the chemicals that are in makeup nowadays, but I do love my longer lashes. I do love the whole fiber lash thing. That's something that's kind of a non-negotiable. Well, for me, that was a non-negotiable forever until all that mascara was getting into my eyes when I was washing my face, and I was in horrible pain every single night. I would wake up in the morning and my tear ducts were in pain. It was awful. And so I just quit doing mascara completely. Even when Savvy Minerals first came out, we didn't have mascara. And then when we did get mascara, it was there for like a hot minute and then it was gone. And so for like a year and a half, 2 years, I would literally do my whole face and I just wouldn't wear mascara because it was just not an option, okay? So now we have mascara. It's lovely. I have zero eye pain, which is fabulous. And I have found a way to lengthen my lashes. So I definitely am grateful for having natural options that don't hurt my eyes. And I'm definitely grateful for finding cool tricks. And I love sharing so that you guys now have the tricks, okay? So this is just a generous application of mascara. I'm perfectly happy with that. What we're gonna do now is foundation, okay? So I'm not gonna spend a terrible amount of time talking about coverage and everything like that because I'll do a whole separate video on that, okay? So you can always search for coverage, excuse me. But isn't that the worst when you sneeze right after you do mascara? You have to like try to keep your eyes open, which is like literally impossible. But I did pretty good. So this is the foundation brush by Young Living. Okay, this actually comes in your starter kit too. And so what I did was I took some of my warm number 2 and I dumped it into the top of this lid. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my misting spray and I'm going to point it at this brush about an inch away, maybe 2, about 3 inches. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2 sprays. Okay, 2 sprays is for like if you want a little more coverage. Okay, 1 spray is like I really don't need makeup, but I'm still going to just put it on correctly. So I like to go at all my little red dots. So you guys saw I had a blemish right here, and that's already gone. It's going to be gone. And then I've got another little guy over here. Not sure what he's all about. I've been traveling, so I haven't been eating my normal diet. And the process of this, guys, is we're just going to keep adding more powder to our lid. And if you feel like the brush isn't nice and moist, like you originally sprayed it, okay? And I do have a little bit of rosacea, so this is really nice because it has that coverage to get that rosiness out. You can go ahead and spray it one more time here and there, okay? I know I want to put a little bit thicker of an application on these rosy spots and on that random blemish. I don't even think it's acne. It's like some kind of a skin irritation. My body's just like detoxing from travel food because I think I pretty much ate like Chick-fil-A French fries every day for, actually not, I only ate it once, but still, I just wasn't eating normal diet, okay? So as you guys can see, I am just patting it in and then swirling to blend, okay? So you pat it in and then swirl to blend. Okay, so I get it under the eyes really good. Now I'm gonna go at my forehead one more time. So I am gonna do one more spray just because my forehead tends to get a little rosy as well, okay? And again, we're just adding to the dish, the top of the lid, you know, I call it my dish. And then we're just pressing in where we need the extra coverage, and then we're making little circles, okay? So pressing in, making little circles. If I really want my skin to look like crazy pure white and that none of my natural beauty marks, like my moles and stuff, like all those things would disappear, then yes, you can put it on crazy thick. But I personally feel like, you know, all those things are a part of, I mean, we don't call them beauty marks because they're hideous. We call them beauty marks because they're a part of who we are. And so I don't like to hide them completely. You can, it's doable. With this makeup, but again, it's just not me. I like my freckles to show. I like my beauty marks to show. And I just like to soften in those blemishes because as far as somebody else is concerned, that was never is it. That was just a beauty mark. All right, so foundation is on. Very, very happy with the coverage that I've got. So we're gonna just set that aside and we're gonna move on to most people's favorite step, contouring. And this is also, a lot of people are like, what do I do with bronzer? A lot of people are like, I don't completely, this is another trick you can do. Put the lid on at an angle. Oh, and pro tip. Whenever you get your thing, don't pull that white thing completely off. I pull it halfway off and that's it. I leave it stuck. And that's great for travel so you don't lose all your makeup when, you know, someone throws your suitcase like a crazy person, okay? All right, so this bronzer is called Summer Loved, and I love it. It's the darkest bronzer that I know that we have, and this is just a blush brush. It's a little bit more firm, okay? This is not Savvy Minerals. This is actually Smashbox, okay? What we're gonna do is so here's your cheekbone right here. This is the top of my cheekbone, okay? What I wanna do is I wanna create a dark shadow underneath of it so it makes my cheekbone pop, okay? So you guys see my cheekbone here? Now watch what happens when I do this. It's a cool little optical illusion. So I create a shadow there and look, cheekbone. Isn't that neat? It's okay for it to look a little bit liney at first, but we are gonna blend that in. But I want to see my cheekbones first and make sure they're balanced on my application. And so we're just gonna do that. So that's my one way of doing contouring, okay? The next thing you're gonna do is you want it to look like your sun has kissed your face. So my hair is parted this way. So the sun would actually predominantly hit like right here. So I'm just gonna kind of start here and work my way out. And that's gonna be that little bit of sun kiss on my forehead. And then my nose has a little bit of sun kiss, right? And then my chin, because this is where the sun is gonna primarily hit my face. And so that is how you bronze, according to me. Use bronzer on your face, all right? The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our blush. This one I do use Savvy Minerals blush brush, okay? And so what we're using today is Smashing. I do want to explore some of the other blushes because I feel like all of our blushes are super, super light. So I do put a good amount on here, and then I'm just going to paint that cheek and then paint the cheek. So we're going to go like that. Now here's where the blending happens, and that's why I don't mind about that line. See? Don't see the line anymore. And now I have a really pretty distinct blush on my face. So it's really neat because it's subtle. It doesn't make your face like, oh my gosh, you know, it's a very subtle blush, which I love. Last step we're gonna do is we are going to take our mineral veil and the diamond dust, okay? And we do have a matte diamond dust, it's not as shiny, but I personally like to sparkle. And my son's like, Mom, it looks like you glow, and it just finishes off all the makeup. So we're gonna pull my hair back, and we're going to put a little bit on first, and then we're gonna blend it all in, okay? Now when you're putting this on, I try not to hit my eyes at all, even though it does set the makeup. I feel like I've put a lot of effort into making my eye makeup look the way it does. So I don't really want to change that, okay? And I don't really want the dark colors on my brush, okay? Another brush you can use, especially when you're traveling, is the cute little kabuki, because this guy can be a little big for traveling. So this little kabuki is fabulous too for putting on this veil, okay? And it finishes blending. If you notice, I don't have that line anymore here, and it just looks like the illusion of a contoured face. So last step, you think you're done, not quite. Here's our very, very last step. We are going to take and reapply the mascara, because now we've got that diamond dust floating around everywhere. Our eyelashes are good and dry, and we get that extra bit of length. Love this. Ugh, looks so good. Yay, that's what I wanted to see. I have lashes, everyone. If you're Asian, you totally understand my joy right now. I'm sure there's other people out there who don't. Do I do misting spray with my diamond dust? I personally do not, but it's probably because I'm using the sparkly one. I like to put everything on just the way I've done it, and I feel like that's, to me, my perfect application. I do know quite a few people that advocate for doing one spritz of misting spray in the air and kind of letting it settle on your face to help set the makeup. So those are some options, and you can most definitely give them a try. You have to remember, everybody's skin is different, okay? So what works for my friend Kaylee when she does hers is that misting and setting, okay? That doesn't work for me. I'm not a big fan of that. So anyhow, I already just got a little mascara there on the face. All right. So we officially are finished with this. Yeah, you need me to do your makeup today. Girl, if I got time, I'll give it a try. All right, so there we go. Full makeup face, all set for Rally. I will see you guys there. I will put my lipstick on when I get to the car. I have a really cool hot pink lipstick that I put on as the base. I can comment below later with a picture of the two. And so I usually put the lipstick on, and then I just put the lip gloss over top of that. But the cool thing is that when you do this as a lip liner, you can super easily grab your lip gloss, something fun and neutral like this one. This is very neutral. It's just turned a little more pink, I think, because of other colors I've mixed with it. But this was my first lip gloss from Savvy Minerals, which is why you can't hardly even see the label. But you can just put lip gloss on over top of this and just blend in with your lip liner. But this is a fabulous way to not wear lipstick and only have lip glosses if you do the lip liner, okay? So all kinds of fun tips and tricks. I will see you guys at Rally. If you have questions, comment below. I'll revisit this a little later on today. But make sure you stop by Diffusible Designs and say hi and let me know that you checked out this video. I'll see you later.